check this out. So it's late July and the super fun, not even a little bit stressful family road trips are all about to start happening. So what I want to do in today's video is go over some basic tools and some kit to keep with you in your car to try to make those super stressful road trips a little bit less stressful. So what are we going to start with? Well, I think in every vehicle, I always carry a toolkit with me that has your basic, you know, your ratchets and some different sockets and some different bits and whatnot with it. You never know. I've been 1,200 kilometers away from home and very grateful that I needed this when the starter on my old truck died. Old hammer I always like to just keep on because you never know when you're going to need a hammer. But wait, there is more. In here, I have a few different things that I like to keep on hand. There's a little bit of electrical cord. That one's more of a unique situation to me. What else have I got in here? I just got back from my own, what was it, a 1,800 kilometer trip, about 1,100 miles. So on my vehicle, I carry a little hitch extender, and to make sure I comply with all the different laws, that's why I had that extra electrical with me, and I've got some lights that can go on my extender for if I am hanging out, driving around late at night. Classic jumper cables. Should always have a set of these, and don't cheap out on these, as I've seen brand new inexpensive ones fail. So test them, make sure they're good, you know, before you actually need them, and make sure you know how to jump start your vehicle properly before you need to jump start it, because if you jump start them backwards, you can create quite a bit of problems. What else have we got in here? So in this lovely little bag, this is probably a bit of overkill. I got a set of wrenches. Let's see if we can see that better. I got some wrenches, including an adjustable and some locking pliers. You never know, Vice Grip is the name brand that a lot of folks have. This one's just a cheap off-brand one. What else? I've got some rags just in case. Something that's very important that I think is an underrated piece of kit. So I have a brand new tire patch kit, or plug kit, I'm sorry. So obviously I carry my spare tire in there, and I probably should have popped that out first before I threw all this stuff on there. Wish I could do one of those social media snaps and just make everything clean itself up. But I have, right here is the reamer, right here is for the plugs. I've got 3 plugs in this, and then a little bit of contact cement that helps bond everything together. So sometimes a lot of newer vehicles, some don't even have a spare, or they have a spare tire that is a smaller one that you can't go quite as fast on. So depending on where in your tire you get a nail, you can just plug the thing. But then how do you refill it? Little tiny 12-volt air compressor is a super nice tool. This one has the pressure gauge built right in. How much pressure do you put in? The rule of thumb. So there's a number on the side of the tire. That's the max pressure, not the actual pressure for the vehicle. Rule of thumb is 32 PSI, but check, there's usually in your door jamb, there is a small placard that'll tell you, a little tiny sticker, tells you exactly how much pressure to put in each of your tires. There's the tire sticker that tells us what pressure all of our tires should be at. Remember I said the rule of thumb should be 32, this one calls for 33. So really handy. Again, this is something, probably watch some videos, maybe practice on an old tire from a junkyard before you have to rely on this on the road. And that's pretty much everything that I carry in this little compartment here. Some leather work gloves, you know, just in case. What else is down in there? Ooh, and a little test light. Neat. Okay, cool. So that's the majority of what was in there. Now, let's check and see what I have in by my spare tire. Let's move this stuff out of the way. Always like to have an umbrella on hand, just in case, you never know. See if I can lift this up. Whoa. So in and around my spare, make sure that your spare tire actually has air in it. I've run into that issue before. Emergency blankets, don't need that so much midsummer, but wintertime that's handy to have. I've got another plug kit, yeah, just in case. Ice scraper, again, don't really need that in the summertime. And then some toe straps, just in case. Hopefully I don't ever need these. As you can see, they're still in the bag, but I've got them. Now, inside my vehicle, I carry a few more things. Always like to have a little bit of hand sanitizer on hand. And then in the glove box, carry a few things. Tape measure is not really too needed. That's just, yeah, you never know when I never know when I might need one. Scan tool. This is a top scan. This just plugs into your OBD port and then it works with your phone. I absolutely love this little scan tool. So this one just plugs into your phone. It is a really powerful little tool for roughly, you know, it runs around $100 Canadian. You can get them on sale sometimes a little bit cheaper. Great little tool. I think everybody should own one of these. A little bit more hand sanitizer. I carry a multi-tool that has some different bits because, you know, the pliers and cutters, and it's got some saw blades with it. You never know when you might need that. As well as I always carry a little bit of allergy medicine because I'm always traveling with the dogs and you never know when one might get a bee sting or something, and this can really, really save you in an emergency. Mount for the phone. Depending on where you live, there's some pretty hefty fines if you are using your phone. So that's cool to have that mounted there. I've got the charging cords to go along with that. Long trips, make sure that the phone doesn't die. So in my back seat over here, I've got, for traveling with pups, I always like to have them buckled and harnessed in so that hopefully if there's an accident, they don't end up going flying and turning into spaghetti. The car seat for the little one in there, relatively snug. And, you know, of course I've got the mount for the tablet. Keep the little one occupied, and then back here it's really nice. In this particular vehicle I've got the vents, but I carry with me charging cord, and then this right here is a little transponder. I can charge stuff out of it and I can pair my phone with it, so if I wanted to I can hook it up through the old radio if your radio is not a Bluetooth radio. I mean, this thing is a 2012. It's not exactly new. The other cool thing here, again, for the little one, got these mesh sunshades that can go over the window. Really nice. Keep that sun out of her eyes. Wish I'd had that as a kid. Something I almost forgot to cover, having 2 sets of keys. I always like to try to carry 2 key fobs with me just in case. You know, traveling with the kid and the dogs, always leave the vehicle running if I'm going to be parked for a few minutes. So this way I'm able to, you know, it depends on your vehicle, but I'm able to lock it and leave it running and then get back into it with the second set. Or I'll carry 1 set, have 1 set that my wife carries, so that if I accidentally lock my keys in the car or lose mine, we got a backup. Because these things aren't exactly cheap, and especially when you're on the highway, oof, you don't want to end up without your keys, or, you know, if you drop them down a sewer grate or something crazy like that. So 2 key fobs, 2 sets of keys. Make sure you bring those with you too. Okay, and a little bit of bonus content here for you. This isn't so much on the tools, this is more so on the condition of your vehicle. Depending on the age of the vehicle, there's always a different amount of fluids that can be checked. A lot of more modern vehicles have fewer fluids because they run a lot of things electronically. In this one here, I got my brake fluid. So obviously you want to make sure that's above the minimum level. Brake fluid should be clear. Rule of thumb, you want to change it out about every 2 years. Coolant. This one, long life coolant, roughly every 5 years. You can see this is orange. It's been orange for quite a few years. It used to be green. That was the old 2-year stuff. Power steering fluid is right here. That's usually a light reddish color. And then there is a min-max level to check with the vehicle off. And usually there's a different min-max level for cool or hot. Just do a rough inspection, look for anything like right here. This has been there for a while, but a little bit of mouse damage. I wouldn't want to find that on the road. We have transmission fluid. You usually can't check those in most vehicles in the last 20 years. It's down here. And then there's my oil filter right there. So engine oil, rather important one, especially depending on the vehicles you have. Some of the more modern vehicles do tend to burn oil like it's the 1970s again. And just make sure that your oil level is full and that it does not need to be changed. And you get what you pay for, sometimes less, never more. Always use a nice quality motor oil. And that's kind of your general check. Something else that doesn't hurt to do on your tires. Have a look at the edges. So obviously maybe take your vehicle to your mechanic if you don't do a whole lot of work on it yourself, but something to check for. If you have worn either the outside shoulder or the inside, that can be an indicator of loose components. Always check your tire pressure. And even if, you know, you're just you're not super into cars, you're just trying to keep your car safe, give that tire a little bit of a shake. This isn't the by the book way to do it, but you want to make sure you can't feel any play in there. That should obviously be very tight. You're probably not going to feel loose lug nuts from doing that, but if you had like a loose ball joint or a loose tie rod end, again, that's not the best way to do that, but you might feel something that you wouldn't otherwise necessarily feel. So hope you found this a little bit helpful, and hope that helps you have some nice, less stressful journeys during the summertime. You know, the old fun family road trips can be a little bit sometimes. So what did I miss? What's something that you might like to do that I didn't necessarily cover here? Let me know in the comments. Have a good one.